All right, what's up, guys? Jason Sins here. As you know, I run a fairly successful OnlyFans agency, and I achieved success in a very short amount of time. And the reason why I want to talk about this right now is because I think it's a big difference between the people who actually do see success and the ones that do not see success. It comes down to a few concepts relating to speed, essentially how you work, and how much work you get done in a short amount of time. Right? So let's say you have 10 tasks to do, and those 10 tasks will get you to, let's say, in this situation, 10K per month. However, those 10 tasks, if you achieve those in one day, you will reach 10,000 per month. But if you achieve them over a period of 1 month, you're not going to break more than 1K, for example. And it's not to say that you have to be rushing with everything you do, but a dramatic difference is that you just need to get more things done in a shorter amount of time to give you a greater effect. Then when it comes down to being like an entrepreneur, right? What makes an entrepreneur is a person that's able to make X amount of high value decisions and be correct most of the time. You have to figure out what decisions to make, where to spend your time in order to see an ROI. And you have to have a high success rate with that. When you consistently say like choose the wrong task, or you allocate your time to something bad, at the end of the day, that's what sets you aside from the others, right? Or that's what sets the good ones aside from the bad ones. And when it comes to, let's say, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, the three main traffic sources that I think everyone is trying to master, what you also have to understand is overnight results, or overnight results. They don't really exist, or they don't exist at all. Everything you do today is planting a seed. You're planting a seed for 1 to 2 months from now to actually see growth. But that seed will only grow into a beautiful big tree or flower if you consistently water it and take care of it and make those correct decisions along the way. And so when you're trying to make decisions, getting distracted by shiny objects, and trying to make results in 1 to 2 weeks, that is why you're losing. If you know that you have a process that works, let's say you have a strategy from someone that you know works for them, and they're doing it. You're going to try it out for 2 weeks, you don't see results, then you jump to the next thing. You should have just stuck to that one thing because you have a proven strategy from somebody that you know, that it does work. But instead, you decided to allocate 2 weeks of your time there, didn't work out, and then you allocated 2 weeks to another strategy that you kind of half-assed as well. And it just didn't yield you results because you're like addicted to these short-term gains. And these short-term gains, they don't exist. In OF, I can say they do exist more than in any other industry. It's absolutely true. Maybe crypto has more short-term gains than OF for sure. But what I'm trying to get at is like, you need a combination of like high value decision making, knowing where to spend your time, using speed to really lock down on decisions, tasks, and get them done in a shorter period of time so it actually has a greater input. And then you just need that consistency, and you need the discipline. And I know a lot of people say this, but it's really the truth. And I mean, sure, there are short-term gains. Like, I have strategies that we apply tomorrow, we see results the next day after. They do exist. But it's just, I would say the majority of our traffic definitely comes from long-term gains and like long-term decision making. So something we decided 5, 7, 6 months ago, that's what's yielding us the biggest results. But when we onboard a model, for example, yes, we're setting up a few funnels that we set up today. Tomorrow we're getting subs, and we're already making the first 5 to 10K on the account. But moral of the story is, you just have to stay consistent, and you have to have that long-term perspective where you're always thinking about everything you do as in highest ROI decision, what amount of time frame does this decision and action have to be made in, and also just generally, like, don't spend your time on something that you don't know works. You need to know that it works. However, a lot of people get stuck up on the idea of, I need to know what works, and I need to know that this is the way. Caveat to this whole conversation, you don't always have to know that it will work. You don't always have to know exactly what you're doing. Because if you're doing at least something, it's going to be a lot better than doing nothing or just thinking about what to do. But just be strategic, plan accordingly, use proven methods, and be consistent. And that's how you can see results in a very short amount of time. And with OF, I mean, you can take your model to 20K a month in 1.5 months, easy. But you just have to do the right things. Might take you 10 months, might take you a year. Really depends on how you make those decisions and how you act as an entrepreneur at the end of the day. But yeah, I thought I would just give you guys some free game for this video. Guys, just lock in. You can do it. Whatever it is you're doing, you're on the right path. You just need to think a little bit more, do a little bit more, and plan a little bit more, to be honest. That's it for this video.